people around?
The shit.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you here? Ugh. That's kinda spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning? Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water. Huh? Hang on. Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Vache, are you... No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know my memories... How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land? Yes, that is what I was. I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light. I also remember going, no matter... But now... No! The thought of... If you meet Vache, perhaps that... If only I could have comforted him. Told him that I did... Is that what... It was a... I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees... I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to... Farewell.
Wake up! Come on, hurry! Navi is outnumbered!
Demoiselle, look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Chlorand? Quick, now's our chance! I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Chlorand. But before I do so,
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same, were he...
Do not speak of my father!
Sorry, Demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all...
Sorry,
Whatever.
I doubt I know much. Your performance...
And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with a Maison Gardiennage could...
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do...
I will continue investigating, no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. Regardless. Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was being sincere with you.
I know, she's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us! Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, as such, we're still partners. There's no need...
It will take 50 years for me to match Dim with...
If it were me...
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You should...
Well, to be honest, you're the one who...
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow?
Yes, all thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did...
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors, so how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off.
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Yes. So, if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Huh. Really?
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate, but whoever did this left no trace at all. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger, and hurried here as quickly as I...
But why would they go...
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of. Speaking of which, did anything...
Well, it can't be a coincidence that the Traveler fainted just... Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too! But it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with... Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who...
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
New intel? While you were up...
Well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh, that... Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene. But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened? Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate. Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange... We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely...
Ad Astra...
Thank you for completing...
It's right up ahead. But let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Very...
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's go. Bring it!
So, this is your base?
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Well, our funds have been... After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that...
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid...
Your father... He was the prefect...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, my father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets. 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused. 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up the closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of it.
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
That's right. I've also tried... However, I believe that I must know what really happened. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Demoiselle, please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least...
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall in...
But how could... never mind. If Callus was...
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the duel.
Oh, her? Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just...
Miss Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how there was only ever one...
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel.
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety. Yes, that is our understanding.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right, anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end. Thanks. You two should go and...
Yeah! Paimon!
Please, relax and get some sleep.
Huh? Nav?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back. But never mind that. When did you get back?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear?
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone.
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have. I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this...
Does that mean we're too...
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost... And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept. If the Oceanette you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find...
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. In that case, let's go talk to him! Aren't you
No, it's nothing. The Palais is right up ahead. Come on.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is... This place does look pretty heavily
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep.
If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be...
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Thanks so much.
Please come in. It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of
So you're not—
We're looking for a man called Vache. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I...
Who knew that Neuvillette would be so easy to talk to?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vache has been involved in any case, criminal or civil. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man.
And what are you trying to say? Miss, are you trying to console me? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is not— If you truly why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did— Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Navia, are you—
I'm fine.
You're right.
Now that I think of it, on the day my
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait.
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water? Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he—
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely— All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get—
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later? Great. Let's go. There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like my father was the one who a gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious... Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself...
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. Melus, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important... You said before that you still had some business at the court.
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, you still remember, right, Melus? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murder.
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain pop. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce...
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance. As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath. But no matter how much... Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on...
Huh? How did that happen?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have... Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left...
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet. But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired. You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that I think this third person is... On that note, however, Even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your father's butler, I must still offer. Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with. Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in. What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. Not. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims.
Davia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, demoiselle, I think you're also ready.
So you do know something else, Malus.
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. And the serial disappearances case caused him. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, but as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the...
Right. So nobody would be able to get off, Scott.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried...
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could...
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, demoiselle. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where Synth is produced. When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence. But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization. There's no telling what might be lying in wait, but the worst case...
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine Authority?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
Huh. That's true. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Maloof.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and Demoiselle. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right...
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant planted here. When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark and observe the reactions of the synth vendors. If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, then someone must... After several rounds of testing and investigative trace, the first is Florent, Spina di Rosula's senior advisor.
Huh?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he would, thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid... There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. Boss helped it to grow to its... In the beginning, they...
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di...
Yes, you can... It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to...
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
I see. These are all... To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those...
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
Of course.
You're too kind, my lady. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of... After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson today. If it might help, you could also pay them a visit. I can make the necessary arrangements.
Aw, thank you so much, Malus. You really are...
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
It is settled, then. Please...
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mora and support.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of...
You don't understand it.
I didn't know how to face you. Because I didn't know what I could possibly... I know. Only the full truth could bring closure to you.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to... On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less...
Would you mind sharing it with me?
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally for the longest time. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so...
They found out about it.
Papa didn't say that exactly.
But Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's... Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callus had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man, so why did he have...
Well, things aren't always as they seem.
Yeah.
Then you should hold on, regardless of...
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone...
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Florent should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front of...
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next...
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen it. Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callus was feeling pretty upbeat. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 guns? My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought. Reason being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a 3rd person there who was turned into water?
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill, so he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a 3rd person on the scene.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he... But hold on. If that's what had happened, then he didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Malouse told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why. I'll tell you everything once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callus, many people have, but it was Mr. No matter what others might say.
Don't worry. I will definitely... You and all... Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite...
Oh, so you've caught news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callus did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rasula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions. It would be next to impossible for me to... Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
Ah, yes. These two. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's
Ah, I get. If you want to go...
That'd be much...
Of course. With that... Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's...
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered... So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me...
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely... They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investment. I'll be staying...
Hello. How may I help you? I'm here to see Sure.
Ah, Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Mars. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened.
Yes, I've never seen any...
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into... I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that...
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the...
Oh, and what makes you say...
We were attacked on Arrhenius by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water. If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabrières...
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. The Confrérie... Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was his...
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need... All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
We've talked to all 3 suspects, purely based on their conversations.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years. Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
But where should we start? Ah, you're right! Florent mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission...
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the order and seek... Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory. Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial...
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Uncle Marcel? My father did really trust him. And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex. It's still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has been around. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business? Florent? It is true that he was closest to my father, but as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security, so he shouldn't have much means when it comes to finances.
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha arm?
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be a... Thierry, you say? It is possible that he's figured out a way to... But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha. I also don't think he'd be able to keep that kind of tampering.
Yeah. Had he actually tampered with the mecha, we'd be... If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that...
Who could it be? You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious.
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. When he laid out his case for the three, the rationale he gave me made a lot of sense as well. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us, and possesses significant Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have any other We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
What? Is that...
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too...
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearance.
Wait, how? None of our investigations have had any...
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right. If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support
Right, because they'll think they've all...
Yeah, and it'll be a lot harder then to clear
I understand. Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Just as expected. Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention... You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do this. I'll stall them at the Opera House and charge Marcel as the true culprit. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and...
We'll help you, just like you helped us in Lenny's trial.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malus, Silver.
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require... It's our hope that your confidence will be bolstered with the two of us by your...
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Irenaeus.
See you then! Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head... According to Malus's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance. Finally found it! So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all. You're right. An important place. Navia's...
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tot. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel, in which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion. I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the op. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly. And we have made... In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with... Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time, but that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can...
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless... We can put that discussion aside for now. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be...
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the...
That person is... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabri... Huh? What Confrérie?
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making...
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away. Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present you.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the... Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for...
Navia, do you really think that I would... Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene, As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries. These are the known facts.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, in truth, the third person shot Jacques first. After that, however... Something's not... This assassin... The testimony of... Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility, and had sent out another assassin. A pile of... But now, since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice. Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal.
But I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, 1. Do you have the evidence to back...
I'm a... Boo! I may not have... We should be able to find it. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette.
Why do I...
Maybe she's scared of
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you describe, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have...
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true... My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose... At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going... What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice? Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to, but by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot.
So, you mean to say...
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do... But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So... During the duel, did you believe that...
Yes, as a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives in my line of work. I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live, or if they're... I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are...
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your...
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearance?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after... And, at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at... Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and...
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help... I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Don't know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigation. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna...
It's timing. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high risk. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when... But the disappearances began before I ever stepped...
I do apologize, demoiselle.
No.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease?
Seems like she got the wrong guy. At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the... But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me. And it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims, the people whose families were destroyed by Syntha, many people's images are flashing before my... And whose image do you see? Is it a man named Vache?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that...
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Stabilize!
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place. Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. The water level is rising! Now we can swim to the top! But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Solidify!
Witness my rise.
Now the path is clear! Let's go!
Order guide you.
Overruled. Laid bare. This is where you fall. Overruled.
As expected, the mastermind isn't here. That's right. Then let's hurry up. What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things? Huh? You mean the girls, and then they were turned in, and all the boxes of things, they snake? What's this over here? Looks like some experiment The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. How can someone write something that terrible? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So, wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! No, that's not it either! If that's the case, in any case... Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water! That means this is where they make all the synth! And that special water, if you dilute it, Paimon will take... Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes detect... Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him. Yep. It's about finding... This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have not determined. The old dog, he can act with... I concur. Let's send someone to... Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial. Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Stock synth? Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's soup. We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. But, yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals it's true. No wonder even Neuvillette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is, that way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit. Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat. Vache's... Then you found her diary. Aw. It's just a normal diary chronicling their life. So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. The final name she decided... Marcel! Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Venier's grown son? Hey!
And whose image do you see? Is it a man named Vache? Oh, so you...
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of...
I was... Navia!
We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you...
Just how often do you intend to
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crew. But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've...
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything! After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you! You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vache!
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior time. Well, Marcel, you fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will...
Do you really think I... pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison, they said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vinier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind. Venier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together, wherever she goes. But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved, no matter what I do.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go! I can't follow! So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have? But I did all of that. And in the end, that accursed Callus, I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please...
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to... Venier, please, Venier, don't think badly of...
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, The charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer...
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearance. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignier. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina. After exchanging blows with Spina de Rasula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a bank. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dishonoring. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was... Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to... The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Guards! Take... Good. It's what he...
With that, the serial disappeared.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken...
Yippee! We have Navia bring the bag! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he... Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come.
Yeah. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy... Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to, so...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of this has any...
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the...
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for sidekick?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This is always...
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right?
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearance. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose... We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to... According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale... Guilty.
What?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just... What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine now...
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court. Guards, please take the suspect into custody per...
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
He's activating his spell legacy!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Hey, Monsieur Novelette, what's going on?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the all I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I don't know what happened there either.
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, don't tell me. You thought even I had...
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what...
However, given... And... of course. For if you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely all shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea. However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will...
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff, so he
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you
Stop resisting arrest! Cease!
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name? I erased all records of that name. So,
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like—
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants?
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my—
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spirit? Very well. I will grant.
Your Honor, I fear that—
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
In that case, I shall leave him in your—
Thank you! Thank you! Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink—
Vache!
Ah!
Yes, that's it. So you are—
Vinier, it's me! It's me!
Vache?
I'm here! I'm here! Where are you, Vin—
Hey, wait! Be careful!
Vinier, is that you? It's me, Vache!
Vache? Why did you come? You look a lot older.
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered all this time. Only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vinier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off if not for you. I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top. If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the— If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not— It's all because of your selfishness,
Wait, you are not Vinier. Who are—
You're right. I am not Vinier. I am the sacrifices. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses, our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea. And we were no longer individuals, but we became one. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vinier.
Why? But then—
She doesn't want to see you anymore. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time— But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would— You are a liar. A heartless— The only thing you are not is Vinier's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vinier's, she has had nothing but
No. Yeah. She can't hate me. Let me see it.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from... But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no Vache.
Vache?
Vache. 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 Drown.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Huh. Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia!
Oh.
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy?
Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died. This time, though,
So his name...
It's been the dearest wish.
Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service. Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there. And
Huh? So you know Charlotte too?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer. I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness. To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearance.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now...
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound...
Now that's another thing to look forward to.
Oh, and in other news...
Oh, are you
it was thanks to...
Oh, that's...
Anyway,
what is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you...
And in that case, everyone, let's be off.
Yeah. This is where my father's grave...
Huh?
Hmm?
Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my...
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say... I wanted to show my father how much I've grown. But still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Nervalette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a... There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives, which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important, but Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all, a justice that's higher than. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days. That high and mighty chair in the opera Epicles indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work.
So, you're actually...
Sorry about that. So...
Didn't I just say you don't...
Ah, so Navia and Neuvillette seem to have made their... Let's not disturb... Paimon's never paid respects at someone's... Huh? Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing! Oh no! Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be too mad! Anyway, Neuvillette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't...
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your
We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just...
I see, I see.
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from...
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after... There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured mud.
Huh. So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or...
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette. But...
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture love... To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land. Is there anything else you... That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good? Does that appropriately summarize the
That's right! It was Linny that told us...
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront... Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon?
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels, and the ability of the... Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
Is there anything else you'd... My apologies. My investigation. However, for many years, as a divinely created, not only can it produce the incredible power, which is all to say I have been... I was not aware. In any case, based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede. If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, We will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed.
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with you.
Is there anything else you'd like? Your sibling, another blonde-haired traveler. I'm sorry. If he ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure he followed our laws to the letter and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epicles. Is there anything else you... Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. It will soon be time for me to leave this...
You really...
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice...
All right, Tom. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.